Day number 2 continues here at the 2024 Rogue Invitational as we are inside P&J Live in Aberdeen, Scotland. You certainly don't want to tug on Superman's cape, and you definitely do not want to pull on the devil's tail, and that is event number 5 presented by Yeti. Women are going to be up first here. Overall standings coming in, Tia Toomey has been perfect, 4 for 4. If she wins this event, she'll set the record for most consecutive event wins at the Rogue Invitational. Gabby McGowan still sits in second place. Alex Gazan, courtesy of her performance in the last event, moved up 7 spots and now sits in 7th place overall with 215 points. Devil's Tail, just 2 movements, not a barbell in sight, Adrian.
That's right. It is 2 movements, and they are going to be quite devastating as we find some redundancy within these movements. We're going to be doing what's categorized as a single arm devil's press. They're going to do 21 of those things, 2 separate occasions. The unique thing is they got to do 21 in a row, Sean, and that's going to definitely tax the body in a unique way, and it's separated by 3 rope climbs each round. So 9 total rope climbs will certainly be a dictator in this workout.
Keys of the event.
The keys here, they, how can I say this? We got to pin the sear. It's not just the up, but it's also how you go down. The sear's the type of dumbbell they're going to use. From the top of the movement, they're going to have to press that thing straight down between their legs to start the next rep. The sooner they can do that, the more advantage they will have on their competitors. And less is more, and what I mean by that is how they get up and down the rope. The less touches or less pinches that they have to make, the faster they will ascend and descend.
Emma Tall has a chance to do really well in this event. She's coming off her best finish of the competition, took 7th place in event number 4.
Emma Tall is someone who has a great history with climbing ropes at a high capacity. I remember her doing alpaca redux at the CrossFit Games. It's a particular event that involved a lot of legless rope climbs coupled with a lot of grunt work. And Emma Tall, I don't think, will struggle with the weight at 70 pounds with this single-arm dumbbell devil press. And I know that she can navigate the ropes well, so I think that this will be a good one for her.
Taylor Williamson will be working out of lane number 9. She got into this event courtesy of the online qualifier. She's an athlete that we have seen do extremely well in the team competition, standing on top of the podium, winning affiliate cups. But right now, she's in 17th place overall after an 18th place finish in event number 4.
Yeah, and Sean, with Taylor, she qualified for the Q. We know a lot about her. We know the one thing that we do know about her fitness is that maybe she doesn't have the same amount of experience as most of these women. In fact, just fractionally, because she's used to a team. But her work capacity is still extremely high. And we look at these 2 movements, albeit the single arm devil press, a bit unique in regards to competition exposure. It's simple. And when it's simple and it involves going up and down a rope, we really like what Taylor Williamson has in regards to her workout history and where her capacity lies.
10 seconds. Stand by.
Heat 1 of 2 underway in Devil's Tail. We start with 3 rope climbs.
Devil's Tail, event number 5. Our athletes working on 3 rope climbs. Then they're going to make their way over.
Watching the athletes pinch the rope with their feet. This is going to be key. We talked about less is more here. They clamp that rope with their feet so that they actually don't have to do much climbing with their hands. When an athlete climbs the rope with efficiency, they simply hold onto the rope with their arms just to be steady so they can move their legs up for the next clamp.
Devil's press with the left arm, 3 rope climbs.
Well, Alex Kazan and Emma Tall, I believe, are on their 3rd and final rope climbs. They're in the middle of your screen. Tall is in the long light blue pants, and Gazan is in the gray shorts, and they're going to be the first 2 to move to that dumbbell, and Taylor Williamson's done as well.
Oh yeah, these women having no problem, Sean, essentially jumping that dumbbell right over their head to lockout. Now what we're looking for in regards to the standard for this single arm devil press is that they can lower it with 2 hands, but at no other time can their hands touch their body or the dumbbell until it's locked out overhead. And on the ground, it looks a lot like a traditional burpee. Their chest has to touch while their thighs touch, and then they can get up and get the next rep started.
24 rep mark is what they're looking to hit on the left side of your screen before they'll head back to their ropes for their 2nd of 3 sets of 3. 70 pounds on the dumbbell, about 32 kilos. advancing every 7 reps. And as you mentioned earlier, all 21 have to be done with the same arm here.
Yeah, and that's certainly a unique challenge. I think a lot of athletes are familiar with devil press. Rarely is it standardized that, hey, you're going to do 21 consecutively on one side and with such a weight as 70 pounds in that one arm.
Amital is your leader right now. Next to Alex Gazan, the first 2 women to get to this portion of the event. 21 reps on the right hand.
Talk about momentum. What Alex Gazan was able to do for herself today in event 4 already sets her up for a positive outcome here, just because she knows these 2 movements aren't any that she should struggle with. So I think that momentum's going to carry right into this event here for her.
Tal and Gazan have 7 reps remaining as they moved into the final station. Taylor Howe and Paige Semenza are swapping 3rd place right now. There is Alex Gazan, who, as we mentioned, moved up 7 spots from 14th place overall into 7th, courtesy of her 4th place finish in event 4.
Alex doing a great job at one of our keys here, which is pin the sear. She puts her both hands right on the dumbbell, pins it right just in front of her foot so she can get to the next rep. You see her here pacing herself out, though, taking some time between reps.
Amital, meanwhile, is done, and she's heading back to the rope for her 2nd of 3 sets.
What's interesting here, Sean, is that the grip on that right arm is completely fatigued after doing 21 unbroken on that right side. Now, these women do get to use their legs for these climbs, but the way that's got to feel in your hands is completely foreign, with one arm completely almost feeling useless, I'd imagine, after doing all those reps.
A 7-minute time cap here, so we're already halfway through the allotted time. Amital on her 2nd of 3 rope climbs here in this set. Alex Gazan is on the rope now. Semenza and Wells are back as well. Now Danielle Brandon working her way back to the rope, and Taylor Williamson on the far right side. Taylor Howe is done, left side of your screen, the light blue top.
We just watched some of the athletes struggle at times when those ropes get a swaying. So the rope's not hanging to touch the mat, freely hanging there. Sometimes it makes it tough for that first pinch to go down.
Amital back for her 2nd and final set of 21 devil's presses, now having to switch to the left hand.
Just as smooth, Sean. What I was watching for right there on that first rep was, were there any deficiencies in coordination? Was it very obvious that maybe her right arm was her dominant and maybe her left's going to struggle? But no sign of that here for Amital.
Alex Gazan has joined Tal on the final set of devil's presses, now on the left hand. Approaching the 5-minute mark. Now Paige Semenza is done, so 2 minutes remain before we hit the 7-minute time cap. 48 reps is the score that Amital needs to get to on the left side of the screen before she can head back for her final 3 reps on the rope.
Less than 2 minutes, athletes. Less than 2 minutes.
Sydney Wells, Danielle Brandon, and Taylor Williamson all onto the final set of devil's presses. And here comes Taylor Howe at the bottom of your screen, and Amanda Barnhart also getting to work in the long dark green pants.
Gazan advances into her 2nd 7. And I think this is commonly where she does start to take a little bit more rest, is in those transition reps from 7 to 14, from 14 to 21.
One of your keys was pin the bell, and you can hear that thing all over the floor just getting slammed into the ground.
That's right.
Here in just a moment, Amital, Alex Gazan, the closest to finish.
Amital has 8 reps remaining.
1 minute, athletes. 1 minute.
Now less than a minute to go.
I will say that's an advantage with the sear dumbbell. That smooth, round surface allows you to just kind of get it right down and not be so concerned with the other formation of like a hexagon-based dumbbell where it might take a corner and have a weird bounce on you. That's a really nice thing about these sear dumbbells when they're out there on the floor.
Emmental with 4 reps remaining before she heads back to the rope. Doubt she's going to have enough time to get it inside the time cap.
20 seconds to try and get the work done.
Oh, I was going to say if she could get to the rope and get one climb, that could be a huge differentiator. I don't know that she's going to get the time.
Emmental's going to run out of time, but she does get through the final set of 21 single-arm devil presses. So she gets the farthest in the event. Alice Gazan was 2 reps shy of finishing up that set.
Wow. 48 reps for Emmental, and honestly, Sean, not a lot of stopping and slowing for her. I mean, we watched her slower pace just to chalk a couple times between some of the bigger chunks of sets, but smooth on the rope climbs and right to the dumbbell, right to the sear bell.
Emmental, 10th place overall. Coming off a 7th place finish in the prior event, looking to keep that momentum here. Takes her heat. She was 3 reps shy of getting across the finish line.
Yeah, and she did a great job, Sean, all the way through Devil's Tail. We knew that the rope would present no problem for her. And I believe it works this way. When you have a strength in a particular event, it helps you lean into the opposite movement more. And we knew the strength also wasn't going to limit her on the sear bell. So this was a really great couplet for her. And she executed at a high level the whole time, not really stopping much. And that still left her shy 3 rope climbs of being able to finish this event.
Nobody finishes inside the 7-minute time cap, but Emmental does get the farthest, getting through that second and final set of devil's presses, and just had 3 rope climbs left. Alice Gazan was right behind her, followed by Sydney Wells and Taylor Williamson, taking 4th place in that heat, followed by Paige Semenza and Danielle Brandon. Heat 2. Coming up next, second and final heat. And Emily Rolfe, someone you're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Emily. She's one of the taller athletes in the field. She does climb rope well, especially when legs are involved here. It won't be an upper body capacity limiter. And so I think she's going to get to show her overall strength conditioning.
There are your lane assignments for heat number 2, starting with 3 rope climbs. Tia Toomey in lane 6. She's on the left side of your screen, going for her 5th straight event win.
Sean, we talked about less is more on this rope, and that includes contact time on the way down. Watch how beautifully Laura Horvath right there in the middle of your screen, once she gets to the top of this rope, just gently lets go with her hands, glides down the rope until she wants more friction, regrips, and then drops the rest of the way. It's a beautiful thing.
And Laura Horvath is the first woman done with her initial 3 rope climbs, so she's going to get right to work on that devil's press on the 70-pound sear bell, 32 kilos. Gabby McGowan and Tia Toomey are there. Then at the other end of the floor, Maddie Cert and Emily Rolfe.
Through that last set of 21 single-arm sear bell devil's press.
We're already seeing some different strategies be deployed here. Laura starting this event with more of like a muscle snatch to stand that dumbbell overhead, which means her legs never rebend, but now she's starting to jump and receive the bar or the dumbbell overhead with a bit of a power position. Same, going rep for rep with Tia, using the same strategy.
For her off in the driver's seat, she's got a couple rep lead over.
Horvath continues to lead McGowan and Toomey, who are a rep behind. There's been on Anganese on the left side.
Oh, I like it. She's using a step back method, Sean. It's akin to the Josh Everett split snatch. What that allows her to do, stepping back each rep, doesn't force her to stand as fast. This will keep her heart rate lower, and it'll also conserve her some energy. This is a really unique way to get that dumbbell overhead, and I love to see it.
She's 5th place overall coming into this event with 235 points, but she's 40 back of Ariel Lowen for 4th.
Always have to be willing to explore different things. I mean, this is thinking outside of the box here in regards to the way to attack this. And if she's practiced this is a great way for her to conserve what energy she thinks is going to be needed to, of course, climb the rope and keep going for these 21 on each side.
Laura Horvath continues to lead here. Just a rep up on Toomey, 2 reps up on Gabby McGowan. Horvath, 3rd place overall. She's got 305 points. 30 back of McGowan for 2nd.
Tia trying to make a move on Laura.
And Laura and Tia, I mean, all these women are more than aware of this, but this event is really hard to exchange leads with because each rep takes so long. It's not as simple as the thrusters that we saw earlier where each rep takes only a second. So Laura understands as long as she can keep a rep or two in the bank, she's going to be in control here.
Horvath right back to the rope for her second of 3 sets. She's about a half a rep ahead of Tia Toomey, who just made the touch on her first rope climb. Horvath looking for her first event win of this competition. She's only had one finish outside the top 4, and that was a 14th place in Braveheart to close out day number 1 of competition.
The attention to detail on these rope climbs is wild. Their ability to clamp so tightly with their feet, hardly using their hands for anything.
And Laura Horvath back to the sear bell, and now 21 reps on the left hand. Tia Toomey's there. Now Horvath is going to get 2 reps in before Toomey starts.
And that's at least 6 or 7 seconds there on the lead.
Gabby McGowan is now done. The top 3 women in the overall standings, top 3 here in this heat. McGowan's had every finish inside the top 10 so far. Her worst finish was a 9th place in the prior event.
Yeah, Gabby also doing a great job at consistency. She swings the dumbbell back between her legs just slightly before she swings it overhead. This allows her to create more momentum up overhead, but it also will take her a little longer to complete each rep versus the way Tia and Laura are executing the movement. You'll notice Tia takes it right from that dead stop and jumps it right over her head.
A little more than 2 minutes to go before we hit the 7-minute time cap. Brooke Wells is also out there working on her devil's press. As just about the entire field now is on to their final set. And Laura Horvath needs to hit the 48 rep mark. 6 remaining for her. And Tia Toomey has tied her for the lead, but Horvath has been faster on the rope climbs.
Yep.
Laura Horvath continuing to work and continuing to cling to a 1-rep lead over Tia Toomey.
Well, do you think she knows her record's at stake with consecutive wins? That's the question.
They both are tied with 4 straight event wins. If Tia Toomey can pull the win out here, it'll be 5 straight. That's a Rogue Invitational record. And Laura Horvath is done, and she's going to get to the rope first. Now, she has been faster than Toomey here. Toomey's done, and here comes Tia. One rep down for Horvath. She's going to get right back to work. So Tia just closed out her first. If this can keep up for Horvath, she's going to win the event. Toomey chalking up. She's through 2. And now Horvath going to the chalk, but she's got plenty of time to hold off Toomey. These are the only 2 women right now on the rope climbs. 3rd and final rope climb for Horvath here with less than 40 seconds to go. Horvath makes the touch. She's got to get herself across the finish line. And Laura Horvath picks up her first event win of the 2024 Rogue Invitational. Next up, 6:33.76 seconds. Tia Toomey is going to take 2nd. Now, Gabby McGowan right now is in 3rd, which means Laura will shave at least 10 points off of Gabby's lead for 2nd. Gabby McGowan had a 30-point lead on Horvath for 2nd place, and she's going to get time capped, but a 3rd place finish at 90 points for her. And Laura Horvath ends the winning streak.
Wow.
And takes event 5.
What a performance by Laura Horvath. We know she's a home run hitter, Sean. We've seen it many, many times. In fact, this was her act in protecting her event record of 4 consecutive. event wins, not letting Tia come in and claim a new throne with 5 in a row.
8th career event win at the Rogue Invitational for Laura Horvath.
Hey,
there was a no rep right there.
Right.
That was huge.
Yeah, less is more, right? And we talked about the accuracy. These women all make it look simple, but it's that virtuous pursuit of excellence that they have where those small things go unnoticed until it goes wrong, and that's where it went wrong for Tia. Laura was able to capitalize, continue to hang tightly to about a 1 or 2 rep lead. And because even on this dumbbell, those reps take about 2 to 2.5 seconds, it was just enough for her to have a buffer on Tia, get to the rope, get 1 rep down, and then comfortably cruise to her first win here at the Rogue Invitational. And of course, protect that record and go down as a tie with 4-4 with her and Tia's event wins.
8th career event win for Laura Horvath at the Rogue Invitational. She's with Kiki Dixon.
Laura, congratulations on your event win. The crowd is giving it up for you. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, you know, this is what Europe feels like. So the CrossFit community in the States should watch this because we are coming.
You have a record at the Rogue Invitational of a 4-win streak. Tia has a record of a 4-win streak. Did you know that was up for grabs right here? Was there a little extra motivation on this win?
To be honest, I wasn't paying attention. This workout has my name written all over it, so I just had to execute.
Right now on the leaderboard, you're in 3rd. How closely are you following the leaderboard as you go throughout the weekend?
We're about to change that.
Yeah.
Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations, Laura Horvath.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Wow. Wow and wow. I mean, you talk about getting fired up, Sean. Do you watch the leaderboard? You're in 3rd right now. Don't worry. We're about to change that. Says Laura Horvath.
I love the confidence from Laura Horvath.
Oh, my goodness.
Who picks up her first event win here in 2024. 6:33.76 seconds. She and Toomey, the only two to get inside the 7-minute time cap. Emma Tall, courtesy of the time she put up, or the score she put up in a heat number 1, she'll take 4th. And Gabby McGowan sits in 3rd. Brooke Wells with another top 5 finish for her. Laura Horvath, first event win in the competition, making things interesting now inside the top 3. More to come as the men are up next in Devil's Tail. Stay with us, everybody.